Social media to me is like the brand new revolutionary sweeping the nation type thing, and it's great, it's wonderful, it's convenient, but to me it's something much more. It's kind of more important to me, but it's also a double-edged sword, and I'll tell you why. See, I mean, I got on Facebook and I wasn't even really gonna do it, and everybody was like, "Well, just do it, just do it." I didn't have a MySpace even like growing up, like when I was like 15, 16, back when MySpace was popular. I didn't get one because I didn't think it was. I mean, it was stupid to me. Why hook up with your friends when I already have the same friends? I can talk to them already. Why talk to them online? I can get their number and talk to them. But anyways, I got on Facebook and I was like, well, actually, it's kind of a good way to keep in touch with everybody else, see what everybody else is doing. Since sometimes I don't even care to go outside and go see what they're doing, I could just find out what they're doing on the computer. Meet up with some old people, reconnect, fun stuff like that. Maybe meet new people, and it's cool. I knew that Twitter was out, and I didn't even want to bother with Twitter because I said Twitter's for famous people, and I wasn't gonna get one until I became famous. And as you see, that changed. Now I got Twitter. Twitter's fun. Twitter's cool to use. But the problem with social media now is that it's kind of how it revolutionizes the how celebrities operate. So it becomes like social media becomes like a celebrity mecca. And the problem with it is that people think that they can have that same amount of fame by being popular on social networks. And the problem is, I've already said the problem is, but the problem is that you can't have that without the work or something interesting that people want to see from you or something. You know, you can't be popular by having no substance and begging people to follow you. And that's actually one of my biggest pet peeves of being on any social network. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it recently on Vine when I got on Vine, and it's actually becoming a bane, and I'm really getting sick of it. But it ruins it for people like me I mean, while I'm established within myself, I'm not established with everybody else. I don't have a rapport with everybody else. No, not a lot of people know who I am, but they're getting to know. But not a lot of people know who I am. So, in order for me to be taken seriously as a creative person, as everybody, as everything I'm trying to be, I have to promote myself on social media and talk about myself and put myself out there. And when everybody else is doing the same thing but not taking it seriously, it makes it more difficult for me to get myself heard, because the people I want to talk to are instead have thousands and thousands of people in their ear all day, irrelevant people going, follow me, you're the best, I love you, such and such, just for the sake of attention, because people know that once you get a retweet on somebody's famous page, that everybody's going to be flocking to you because they're going to be like, ooh, well, Lady Gaga just retweeted this guy. How important must he be? You know what I mean? And I hate to say it's like playing a game, because it's not a game to me. This is actually really serious. But I feel like if you have something worth sharing, or you think it interesting enough or whatever, then go out there, by all means, go out there and do it. But don't validate yourself or validate your worth by an arbitrary number of people who are real or not real that are following you on social media, because it's really not that important. I don't understand why it's so important for other people to have tons of followers on Twitter. I mean, do you really think it's necessary that people really need to know about how many peas were on your plate or what shoes you bought at the mall yesterday? Like, to tell you the truth, no one cares unless you like shoes. No one cares. And it's just kind of I think it's kind of a put to make ordinary people feel a little extraordinary for a while. I guess I get it, but it's not what you want. And I have to like kind of trud my feet in boots through the bullshit to just kind of get to where I need to go, and it becomes much more difficult for me, because now some people will just pass you by because they think that you're just another person out there. Like, there's a lot of people out there like, oh, I'm an actor, and you've been in like one commercial but you say you're an actor, or oh, I make beats, and it's like you still on the demo version of Pro Tools. But anyway, just saying. The point is, I actually have something worth sharing, and you people are ruining it for me. So please stop, because you're ruining it for me, a person that actually has something worthwhile to offer. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people who feel the same way, who also have other things to offer. And when I get my come up, I'm going to make sure that I extend the hand to them too, because they deserve it, and I deserve it too. But it's not that important, and social media is becoming more of a way to be less it's less connected to the world. People think it's more connected to the world, and I really think it's less connected to the world, because it's a lot of indirectness to it. You know what I mean? Like, people can't sit down on a couch or face to face and talk to each other. They have to talk to each other through a computer screen, through Skype or Twitter or whatever, or Instagram or what have you. And it's like, where is the personable nature? Where is the intimate nature? Instead of me picking up the phone and just saying, hey, let's have a conversation, it's instead, here, pick up the phone and kick me or Snapchat me or text me or whatever. I don't use none of them things. But like, I miss the days where I had to pick up the cordless or a quarter phone like I used to have when I had my landline and pick up the phone and actually have to remember the number I have to dial you and actually call you and talk to you or hang out, whatever. Back when there wasn't things like, you know, mobile phones and all that other fancy stuff. I mean, it's really not that important. People just need to realize that we need to just kind of get back to what it is. Get to know each other personally instead of having to send message to each other. I feel like it's just better. And I feel like that's why when I'm on Twitter, it's not just me going, oh, look at followers, woo, followers. If I get followers, I want to connect with them people, like talk with these people or people I'm following, and I just want to have a conversation with them and say, hey, what's going on? Conversations about life, the arts, whatever, what have you. And just kind of understand that we're on the same page and just, you know, connect on a way. Instead of just people being happy because they have 10,000 followers. What good is having 10,000 followers if none of them people know who you are, or vice versa? You don't know none of them people talk to you, and you don't talk to none of them people. So it's just kind of like a big waste of a number. It's a waste of resources that you could be using to get yourself out there for a better, more important purpose. But people really just wasted on an arbitrary number. I'm not going to, but everybody else does. And I'm just saying, people just kind of need to reprioritize what they do when they get on social media. Maybe I should do the same at some point.